Hello there and welcome to this demonstration of communify. Communify is a hosted unified communication service which brings together the following services into a single Web2 interface, which you see in front of you here. Email, VoIP PBX, chat, file storage, presence and active line status, SMS conferencing, video, and mobile integration, including HD voice and encrypted voice streams. So what we're going to run through today are the various modules, and we'll start with email. So you'll all be familiar with a typical email layout here. We've got the inbound messages, folders across the top, and all of the features across here. We can sort based on call recordings. We can play call recordings.
This is a test message of the voice recorder.
Okay, pretty straightforward, nice and easy. Working round clockwise here, we've now got instant messaging. With a buddy list or roster, so you can see all of our colleagues here listed down, some offline, so some online, and this includes line status. So if they're on the phone, it'll actually indicate whether they're on the phone or not. Just to run through that, I'm just going to switch accounts and go to Chris Perkins, and I'm going to get him to ring me. Keep an eye on the right hand side here. This is actually my iPhone with the communify client running on it, and you'll see that we've got two onlines, myself and Chris Perkins. So when Chris rings me, you'll see I'll answer the call. You'll see them both go to on a call. Okay, so I'm going to accept it on the desktop, which is here. There we go. Just going to mute that down because of the feedback. There we go. So yeah, so we're both now showing as on the phone. On the phone. There we go. Call connected. And this is viewing from Chris Perkins. If I go, beg your pardon, this is viewing from Chris Key. If I go over to Chris Perkins, there's a call from his point of view. Okay, just shift that. All these windows can be moved around. So you'll see our line status has now changed to on the phone, and because I'm running the desktop and the iPhone, it's showing line status on both here. So if I just end the call, and you'll see that we both return to online, effectively ready. Okay, so I can also send an email. I can also go to Chris Perkins and request a draw. Accept that. Okay, so this is from Chris Perkins' perspective. I've requested a draw, so we've got a drawing session now. That's about the best I can do with a mouse, and you'll see that's replicated through on the Chris Key side. So we can share drawings and draw diagrams. You can also add people in as well to the session. And you can also do video calls between two parties as well. So send an instant message. So sent a message to Chris Perkins. Let's go and have a look at that from his side. There's the instant message there. Send that back. Shut down this. And then we've got a response back. So we've got instant messaging between all parties, and we can also set up a chat room as well by the admin user sets up the chat room. So in this case it's called group chat. Okay, so I'm just going to join that. So I'm in there now, online chat started, and I can add colleagues to the chat room. That's quite handy if there's a team of you and you all need to basically discuss throughout the day issues relating to a project, something like that. Okay, so let's take a look at the Softphone, and this is the VoIP application, HD VoIP. So I can ring any of my colleagues internally, either by putting in their first name, last name, or putting through their extension alias. Okay, so I'm going to ring Chris Perkins. So there's Chris Perkins, let's answer that. And we've now got a connected call, and again you can see we're both on, indicated now as on the phone because we're having a conversation together. I can put Chris on hold, unhold him. We can set up a video link, and I can chance any of the contacts here. I can push him to voicemail if I wanted to upset him. So pretty straightforward there. Let's end that call. And you'll see we both return back to online again. Just bringing back the phone again. So it keeps a list of all of the calls that I've made there. Again, we can resize this. We can make video calls, conferencing. I can check voicemail. Okay.
The pound key.
There we go. So that's voicemail. Okay, let's go back to just some other features before we move on to the iPhone client. We've got a file storage system here which can obviously be shared. You can share documents with other colleagues. Gives you an idea of how many files you've got, the storage. Uploading to here is pretty easy. Basically just upload it, or with a special plugin you can actually drag and drop files from your desktop onto the communify interface here. So some documents like quotes, terms and conditions, that sort of thing, and we can then share the link, cut and paste this, share the document with whomever. So communify also can be used to store business documents. Okay, so far we've gone through the email system, we've gone through instant messaging with active line status and presence, group chat, and we've also looked at the basic phone features. Communify comes with some back-end features like auto attendant. So anybody ringing in can type in the extension number of who they want to speak to, and the PBX will route through to that person. There's also an IVR, So press 1 for sales, 2 for support, 3 for accounts, that sort of thing. Multi-tier IVR as well, and queuing. Down at the bottom here we've got simple contact list. Okay, so just looking at the iPhone client then. So basically we've got a list of contacts, and it'll line on the phone or in a meeting. This can all be set by the calendar, and you'll see, looking at these buttons at the bottom here, you can bring up the calendar. Here we go. So you can set in a meeting, set your line status, which will show up on your presence information there. Okay, so on the iPhone app itself, so we've got that set to contacts. Obviously we can make a phone call. You can go through the recent history of who's been called. You can look at the settings. I'm shown here as online. I can check out my files. There's our e-disk with the documents we looked at earlier. We can also set up rules for example, voicemail. So answer after 25 seconds. Set your line status to busy or offline. Simultaneous ring. We can do forking to a mobile number or another phone. They'll both ring together. I've got this set to fork to my mobile here. We can divert calls, redirects, and we can block calls as well, or push them elsewhere if you don't want to be bothered. Also got a list of chats as well. So that's a whistle-stop tour of the iPhone app there. As I say, the desktop web page, desktop portal, can be used with the iPhone both at the same time. And if we put a call into me, it'll ring both. Whichever's answered takes over. So we can also set up on the IVR, we can set up hunt groups so that when a number's called, it'll ring various extensions. And when an inbound call comes through, this is pretty much what happens. I'm just going to put a call in now. So for sales, press 1. Press 1 now. Okay, so it's ringing both, and I'm going to answer this on my iPhone. So there we go. We've got a connection up through, this time using my iPhone here. Okay, so we'll just end that call, but you'll notice that that it actually rang all the extensions there. So pretty useful if you're out and about on your iPhone, as opposed to inside looking at the agent desktop. So that's a whistle-stop tour of Communify, which is a hosted unified communications service from Hostcomm. The reason we're calling it Unified Communications, it really is a true unified communications product with integrated email, instant messaging, file storage, contacts, mobile integration, voice over IP, PBX and contact center features, all in one product. Thanks very much for your attention.